Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing my monthly makeup review video. Another month has gone by and it's time for my bi-monthly collective makeup review video. So this is a video format that I like to do to sort of collectively review the makeup that I've been trying during the last month or so. I do a separate videos for eyeshadows usually, and because lately there hasn't been that many new eyeshadow palettes that I've been trying, so you will be seeing the eyeshadow, sort of collective eyeshadow palette review video somewhere in the future when I have had a couple of more palettes that I am in the progress of trying, or I'm still waiting them to arrive, so that will come when the time is. But today let's go through like the other stuff, because there's been like a lot of other sort of makeup products that have been in my rotation that I've been testing, and I think today we have almost full face. We don't have any new base products, but we have some cheek products, there's some lip products, and then at the end there will be a mascara that I will be doing my review on. But let's first go to the cheek products. So cheeks, and let's start with blushes, because there has been, I think, quite a lot of actually blushes again that I've been trying, and some of these again have been, and products here in this video in general, there's quite a few products again that I sort of got during last year, but I didn't have time to test them out, so I have been again doing good progress in sort of testing out products that have been sitting in my drawers for a longer time. But let's get now to the blushes first. So first just a shade of a formula, a new shade of a formula that I actually didn't know already that I like. So this is the Mousse blushes, and if you watched, I think, my makeup review videos and ranking videos from the end of last year, I ranked this sort of Makeup Revolution Mousse blushes as the best sort of blush, sort of cream blush formula that's available on the drugstore, especially if you like a more sort of a matte drying like cream blush formula. This is in the shade Blossom Rose Pink, so this is a bit deeper than the sort of very pale pink shade that I did try during last year. And what I especially have been liking about this formula, and what I am happy to say that also applies to this new shade that I tried, was that with a dense blush brush, this is one of the most like easiest but same time impactful blush formulas to try, use if you like your blush to have a bit of an impact to it. If you like a subtle liquid blush, then this is not a product for you, but for someone like me who likes the blush to show up but also wants the product to blend and you are able to work with it, this is an excellent product. But as I said, this will dry down matte, so if you want a glowy blush, I wouldn't also be recommending this formula. But for those who like matte cream blushes, this is an excellent formula, not only for drugstore, but I think from cream blush formulas that I've tried in general. Then a sort of a formula that was new to me, so I tried the ByBeautyBay Liquid blushes that have been, again, these are some things that I got during the last year, and the shades are, what were these called? Spring is the lightest one, and then this very punchy pink one was called Blooming. And I'm gonna actually also swatch these out, but I do have to actually wipe out the Revolution blush, because as I said, that's quite of an, well, something from the impact tells that it's quite, it sticks quite easily to the back of my palm. But I will try to put the bright pink and then the paler shade, and then I will be doing some spreading out. Yeah. So I hope those are visible. Those are how the two shades. I didn't spread them out too much. They actually don't look, yeah. Maybe something I should talk about this formula. So compared to perhaps like other liquid blush formulas, which I have been trying out a lot lately, this is a more of a drier formula. So this is almost like a moussey formula when you get it out of the tube and to your like cheeks. And you have to, something that I will warn about this one, you have to work very fast with this one when you get them to your cheeks. So with these ones I would definitely do one cheek at a time and be like very quick to work with these, because these dry down once you get them onto your skin quite quickly. It is not, I will already like to say, this is not going to be my favorite blush formula. However, I do actually like both of these shades, especially this paler shade, the shade Spring over here. This is a rather unique shade in my kind of collection. I don't have liquid blushes, I think, like other shades in this kind of this shade, but also the bright hot pink shade, I am liking it. So I will be keeping these two in my collection and I will get use out of these, but this is not a formula that I would go buying more shades just because of how quickly you have to work with these. If you like a more matte sort of a blush, and especially if you have maybe an oilier skin, this could be a good formula in terms of longevity, and I will have to like give this credit. This will last quite long during the day if you have a longer day, but if you, for example, have a dry or very textured like cheek areas, I would maybe steer away from these two. Then the sort of last of the blushes. So this is the W7. This is actually a relatively new product from the brand, and these are their sort of try on the liquid blushes. So this is the cheek dip, and these come in the sort of they have the sort of puffy thing at the end. I'm gonna, again with this one, dab some at the end of the... I'd say it's a more of a rosy orange shade. I didn't spread this out too much. I like this formula a lot. I'd say that this is one of those formulas that is suited to beginners, but also to people who are looking for a bit of more impact to their blushes. Because this is one of those very like good buildable formulas in a way that if you only put one layer, you will get a very nice sort of sheer layer. So if you don't want anything like super pigmented in terms of your blush, this is like a good option to that. But when you build a second layer of this one, then you will get the sort of impact, and for example, I got the sort of opaqueness that I want from my blushes. And this is a very easy formula to work with, and again, this is very inexpensive because this is W7. So I'd say if you're like a beginner in makeup or just looking for a good like liquid blush formula from drugstore, then I would like go to this one, because this was like truly easy to work with. You can get a more sheer layer, or you then can build this to have a very impactful look on your cheeks. And the shade that I have on this one was Lustful, so I do think it was also quite a nice shade. Next, let's go to a contour or bronzing products, and I actually only have one, and this is actually the second W7. So these are the liquid contours that came in the same sort of launch with the liquid blushes, and mine is in the palest shade Shadow. So this is a sort of an contour, sort of an like cool toned contour shade for me, and I was in the first impressions video. Applicator looks like this one, and I can actually do again a shade swatch. So the perfect sort of cool toned looking contour shade on my skin tone especially. So I was a bit unsure on the first impression because of the lighting conditions that did I think that this actually, was it like already too like sheer in terms of coverage. But I actually, now that I have used this a couple of weeks, I have come to a conclusion that I do actually like to work with this one. I do need 2 layers for this to like show up properly, because the first layer kind of like blends away. So I'm not sure how this formula will work with a medium to more tan or even to deep skin. They do have like other shades in this one, but it isn't a terribly like extensive shade range, because W7 is one of those drugstore brands that they usually do only like a couple of shades per like line of products. So I'm not sure what are the other shade that's much deeper. So if you would have a deeper skin than I do, that are you actually able to like make this work? But on my skin tone, I was happy that with the 2 layers using this to like each cheek and then under my chin and or my nose, I was very happy with it. This is again just like the blush, is very easy to blend, very easy to work with, and so on. So if you like especially a more blendable contour product, or if you're beginning at contouring, then this could be a good option. But if you have a more anything to medium and darker than skin tone than that, then maybe I would try to see reviews and see that how the other shades work, because I am a bit concerned that maybe this is a formula that doesn't work for everyone. Then there was another contour product that I tried, and you will now see the picture somewhere here. So I tried the Revolution Pro Contour Wand, and unfortunately with that one, if you watched the first impression video that I used it on, that had the same issue as the Makeup Revolution Cream Bronzer had. Unfortunately, the shade is too brownish yellow leaning, even though it was the lightest or the fairest shade from the range, and because of the undertone of it purely, I decluttered it, because the shade looked very strange on my skin, my particular skin undertone. However, I will emphasize that if you are looking for a good cream like contour product, I would still I would still recommend the product if you can find something that fits to your skin tone, because again, just like the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer, it's cream contour one, very easy to work with. The formula blends very effortlessly, but it's just that unfortunately the undertones that the product seems to come in, they just don't like fit my particular like cool rosy undertone, which is sort of my skin tone. But with other sort of skin tones, the formula is something that I would like still recommend. Then I think before the highlighters there was another Makeup Revolution product that I did try, but however I've also decluttered, and now I actually have to see what was the name of the particular product. So it was the, you will see now the second picture, so it was the Cheek Lift Palette Pink Energy, and this was again a face palette that had a highlighter shade and blushes, and I think like my opinion didn't change too much about the first impressions of it, even though I did try all the shades, blush shades that were included, and also the highlighters. It was very meh. Like, it was just like I said in the first impression video, the formula reminded me of the OG Makeup Revolution blush palettes that were very inexpensive. The packaging of those was actually, Makeup Revolution actually still sells those, I think, but the packaging is very cheap. That plastic packaging that this was in, it was like a bit better. It didn't feel like it will break immediately, but it was like pigmented, but unfortunately very hard to blend. I feel that the highlighters, and especially considering the two highlighter products that I will discuss next, the highlighters also were kinda not as good as some other Revolution highlighters that I have worn. They were like very average, so I just like decluttered it because I felt that it just didn't, I knew I wasn't going to use it because I felt that the formulas were like very subpar to like other like formulas that I have. But I do think that if you have a teenager or someone who is getting into makeup, then this kind of palette could be cool, that they can try out the different like blush tones and so on. It's not like the palette was completely unworkable, but it's just for my preferences I felt that I had to work with like too hard to make it work for me. But let's actually get to the highlighters, and also in highlighters we actually have just Makeup Revolution products. So first highlighter, which was the favorite. So this is the Revolution, and these are the, what were these called? Beam Bright highlighters, and mine is in the shade Pink Seduction, and yeah, I like this a lot. I do have to like watch out what kind of blush I wear with this particular highlighter shade, because it is quite of a very strong gold shift with a pink sort of base to it. So if I have a very pale blush under this one, the cost will show, because obviously I think this is a highlighter that is actually more geared towards someone who has a deeper skin tone than I do, but with a right kind of a blush I can make this work, and I do like this formula a lot. It is very beautiful, it is very I didn't emphasize textures that I had on my cheeks, and I just generally, I like this a lot. And I'm not gonna go buy more shades of this one because my cheek products drawers are kind of full, but if you have been thinking about trying this out, it's not the most like sparkliest of highlighters, but it is still very beautiful, and it is still a very like impactful highlighter. So also if you're looking at subtle highlighter, I wouldn't go buying this, but if you're someone like me who still likes their highlighter show, then I would recommend this one. Then something that I was a bit, if you watched the first impressions video, I was a bit umming and ahhing how I'm feeling about this one. So this is the Makeup Revolution Bright Lights Liquid Highlighter, and after a few weeks I made the conclusion that I'm actually gonna like use this during the summer, because this has the sort of, I already said that undertone, like I'm clearly not the skin undertone meant to use this one, because this has a very strong yellow base to it. However, considering that we're approaching now summer where I do like to wear more warm toned makeup and that sort of stuff, then this actually goes with the whole warm toned vibe because of the yellow base, like under base that it has. I was also like doing the contemplation that does this have enough base to it to work as a cheekbone highlighter, which I have found an issue with many liquid highlighters, that because the base is very thin, they actually go on kind of patchy if you try to use it as a focus highlighter to just some points. But I found it that with 2 layers you can get this. It's not like, I would still like if you're looking for a good drugstore highlighter here in Europe, I would still steer you towards the Essence liquid highlighters that came out with their spring edits, which I gave a very raving review on my last monthly makeup review video. So this isn't, I'd say, as good as that is, but I did feel that I was still able to sort of get very nice results once I did do a bit finicky with this one. So with this one, I'd say that if you're using this more to like mix up with your base makeup as a, like under the foundation product, this could be much better for that one. But like I said, because the summertime is coming with all the, or well, it is already like quite summery now here, but with all its warm tones, I do think that this is actually something that I will enjoy during the summertime. But I do think that maybe after summer I will then get rid of this one, because this is certainly a shade of highlighter that I won't be using like all around the year, because it has such a strong yellow base to it. But yeah, those were now all the highlighter, all the cheek products that I had for this section, and let's move next to the lips. Okay, lip products, and here are actually some products that I have just like sort of, because I just had my sort of makeup rotation changed during this weekend, so some of these products are gonna actually get decluttered after filming this, and I will tell you which ones. Let's start with the only like lip liner, because I don't buy a lot of lip liners. So this is the, what was this called? This was the MUA Makeup Academy Intense Color Lip Line in the shade Classic, and this was from their nude edition, and I think it's like an okay, like I think if you're looking for good drugstore lip liners, I have recommended the MUA lip liners before. Something that I did mention about this one, that if you are planning to buy these, I don't know about the other nude edition lip liners, but I think compared to their base, sort of baseline lip liners that I have one shade in my collection from previously, this was a bit creamier than that, so just maybe something to consider. If you don't like super creamy lip liners, then this might not be for you, but if you're looking for a nice creamy smooth drugstore lip liner, then I would recommend, and the Classic shade, it's a nice rosy shade. Okay, lip products, let's go through the probably the most horrible one that I tried from the bunch. So this is the W7, these are the Lip Matter lipsticks, and I think these are meant to dupe the NARS lipsticks, and here's the one that I have, and this is in the, why do they print the shades in these so small? This is the shade Hot Talent, and I actually do like the shade, especially considering that the summer is finally here. It is this sort of hot orange shade, which I usually don't go for, but for this time of the year this is actually pretty good. However, please don't buy these. This has to be one of the like, waxiest, hard to apply, thuggiest lipsticks that I have tried for a while. And I have tried a lot of lip products, and I have tried a lot of drugstore lip products and drugstore lip products that I haven't liked. But this one is like, the formula is just like horrible. Like getting an even layer, especially because this is such a bright shade, requires a lot of work. It still tends to look a bit patchy if you look too close up. And this was just like very unpleasant. It also feels very like drying, and also like with a more bullet matte lipsticks, you certainly like are expected that it can feel a bit drying, but this just feels like drying straight out when you apply it to your lips. And yeah, wouldn't recommend these, even if you would be able to get these and you're thinking that, oh, they're kind of like a very inexpensive option for like a bullet matte lipstick, but just know this formula is just awful to work with, and it is a lipstick that is getting thrown away immediately after finished filming. Next, another lip product that unfortunately wasn't a success. So this is the ByBeautyBay Lipgloss, and mine was in the shade Ballet, and they don't actually sell these anymore. I checked on their website and I think they have discontinued these. And even though the lip gloss formula of this was okay, it wasn't like the best lip gloss formula ever, but it was nice. However, my like biggest issue with this one was the applicator. So it has this very small applicator that some of the very like cheap and inexpensive drugstore like lip glosses tend to have, and getting this to spread evenly with this like very small applicator was just like horrible. And that is the reason why I'm getting rid of this one, is that because of the applicator, this was again like a product that was very hard to get to look even on your lips. I had to do quite a lot of like digging, like putting the applicator back into the tube and getting more product and trying to get it like even. So the applicator also caused the gloss to go to your lips a bit streaky. So yeah, I hope that if they are sort of redoing their lip glosses, then they maybe put a better applicator to them, because with this one the applicator is definitely the reason why this is getting thrown away, because it's just, it was just like, again, just like the matte lipstick that I just showed, this was just like hard to work with, and it required quite a lot of effort to get a nice result to result on your lips. Then maybe a bit of an like the sort of meh product that I'm a bit on the fence about. So this was the Makeup Revolution's oh god, now I'm thinking, what was this one? This was their Valentine's release, and these were the sort of, was this a Pout Tint or, yeah, Pout Tint lip product. So this is a product that leaves a bit of a tint. It's a glossy lip product that leaves a tint behind. And mine is in the shade, I think it was pink, sweet pink. And this is how the shade looks like. I mentioned in the first impressions video, and I did correct myself afterwards in another, I think it was in the makeup haul video that I included this one, that this feels a bit like almost having latex when you initially put it on your lips. Yes, you didn't heard me incorrectly. I mean, it feels like you have a layer of latex on your lips. And it also tastes and smells quite horrible when you initially apply it. After a few minutes it gets better, and I actually generally I like the shade, and I actually do like the look this gives on your lip. It gives this sort of bit of a plump. It's not like stingy, it's not, this is not a plumping lip product per se, but it gives a very nice like full look on your lips, and with especially if you use a lip liner underneath this one, the pink shade like really pops out, and actually I did find that the pink shade actually suits me really well. So with this one, I think this is going to be one of those products that I will be just using up, and then I'm not gonna go buy another one of these shades, because as I said, there are quite many like downsides to this product that I'm not particularly a fan of. But once you sort of get the, like after a few minutes when this has been on your lips and it doesn't like taste in your mouth, and the scent sort of disappears, and also the sort of very heavy latex feeling disappears from your lips, then this is actually a very nice lip product. But not something that I am again going to run out and buy more shades of. So we will be using this up, but not going to be rebuying it once it's gone. Then let's lastly go to the winners of this one. So I think we finally find a Makeup Revolution, because you have now probably seen, if you have watched some of my last review videos, there's been a lot of Makeup Revolution lip products, and most of them I haven't liked, or there's been some issues. But this Revolution Pro lip oil, I think this came out last year in their collection, and this is in the shade Forever, and it is a nice sort of a lip oil. There are like sort of gold reflex in this package, but this isn't if you're expecting like a Fenty original lip gloss sort of effect to this one. This doesn't have that much like sparkle and shine to it, but it's like, it looks nice, it has a nice vanilla scent to it, and it also goes sheer to your lip, so it looks in the tube that this has an orange tint to it, but this if you don't use a lip liner underneath this one, this will just go sheer. The applicator is nice, however with this one again I feel that you did have to do some like digging the product to get the proper amount onto your lips. But if you're looking for a good like drugstore lip oil or lip gloss kind of product, then like this could be something to look into. But again, it's not like anything extraordinary, but it is like now I think the best Makeup Revolution lip product that I have tried like so far. Then let's get to another product that I did like. So this is the ByBeautyBay's lipstick, and this is in the shade Cake, and these are in their satin lipstick. So I did discuss I think that the previous ByBeautyBay lipstick that I had was in their matte line, and unfortunately with that one, that sort of suffered from the issue that it was a creamy matte formula, but it was so creamy that it almost like, if you weren't careful with it, it sort of like it broke when you got it onto your lips, and it was hard to get like an even layer. And initially when I tried this for the first time, I was thinking, oh, this again feels very like so creamy, obviously because the satin lipstick you kind of also expected. And I was like afraid that, oh, well, is this gonna be again something that will just like dissipate on my lips once I get it on. But with the satin lipstick, I actually did find that you are able to get even layer with this one, and it doesn't like start doing funny things on your lips. So if you're looking for a ByBeautyBay lipstick, then I would actually maybe go for the satin ones instead of the matte ones, because I think the end result is still very similar, but with this one it doesn't do strange things when you apply them to your lips. But yeah, those were the lip products, and now let's lastly go to the mascara that I have to show in this video. So the mascara is actually the mascara that I'm wearing, and I have been wearing now for the last videos during the last couple of weeks. I do have to always think about that one because I film the videos beforehand and they go out during the next week, so yeah. So this is the Maybelline New York Fireworks Mascara, and I'm gonna now give after a few weeks of trying this, and now that the formula has set a little bit, like, I'm gonna say that I like this. This is another win for a Maybelline lipstick. Sorry, no lipsticks, for a mascara. Something that I think you should consider when you initially get this, during the first 1.5 weeks, the formula is like so wet that you do have to be a bit careful, because it will make this getting clumpy, to have a clumpy look with this one quite quickly. So I would be a bit cautious how much you apply this. So with ideal application for me has been that I go over 2 coats with this one. And that way I can get a very nice, this is mascara that gives you both the volume and the length that I have been missing with maybe some of the other mascaras that I've been trying out during this spring. So this one gives both, and I haven't noticed that this has smudge or anything. I don't think this is necessarily a waterproof formula, but I haven't had any issues of this running over my eyes or something like that. The wand is perhaps not my favorite wand. As I said, with this one you do have to, if you want proper separation, maybe go with a lash brush or something else, and you do have to be a bit careful. There is only a certain limit you can build this, and then it will just start getting then it will start clumping your lashes together. So that's just something to consider, that this doesn't build endlessly. But yeah, I'd say that from Maybelline, if you're looking for a new mascara to try from them, then I would be recommending this one. And I think considering the 2 Maybelline mascaras that I have now tried during the past half a year, well, not half a year, because the last one I did try during in the beginning, I think, of last fall. But anyway, the Maybelline is now on a good track record in terms of mascaras. But yeah, that was the last product of this video. Phew, there was quite a lot, but I will have to say that I am quite I think we were on a 50-50. There were some good products, there were some meh products, and then there were products that I didn't like, but I think we still had more products that we were sort of on the liking side rather than disliking, so not all of my money has gone straight down to a drain. But comment down below, have you tried any of these products and what did you think about them, or has there been any cool products that you have been trying out lately that you have liked, or comment down below if there's been products that you have been disliking, because that would also be a good information to have. If you like this video, then push the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from my future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on Instagram. I hope I'll be seeing you in another video soon. Bye bye!